Hey guys, it's Ozzy here, and welcome to episode 24 of my Athletic Bilbao series for Football Manager 2019. So today's episode is going to be the pre-season review with all the transfers and the friendlies that we've played, as well as the live comm against Valencia in the Supercopa final. So the Supercopa is essentially just the Spanish Super Cup, as you can kind of, you would understand by reading that, even if you can't understand Spanish. But yeah, so first things first, let's get into the transfers. Of course, last season was very successful for us. We won the league. But yeah, unfortunately this season we haven't really done much. Well, we have done a little bit, to be fair, but not in the right way, shall we say that. As you can see, we've brought no players in so far. There is still another 11 days of the transfer window left, which I probably will be bringing a few youngsters in. But again, with the series and what it entails, we're more than likely only going to be bringing youth players. There are a couple of Basque players, like the guy at Real Madrid, the regen, I should say, at Real Madrid, who is Basque and very good at that as well. But as you can see, we've got quite a few players leaving, or a couple of players leaving the club, and then a few more leaving on loan. Now the first, very, very hard to do. It was really hard to do. We sold Brace to Manchester United for £50 million. And as you can see, his acceleration has gone up a little bit. It's gone back up to 9. But when I saw that happen, my heart broke a little bit. It was tough to see. Considering he was our best player last season as well, it was hard to let him go. Especially, we brought him to the club, I think it was in the second season. I think it was the second season. But with an offer like that from Manchester United, I believe we also got 40% of next sale. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I got that locked in as well, which means that we'll nearly be getting half of whatever transfer fee United get for him, which is massive. It could be, they could sell him to Barcelona or Real Madrid in the future, PSG as well maybe, and he could command a very, very decent fee. But as you can see, he's gone. He's on massive wages now as well at United, so that's, it's good for him. As you can see, before he left, won La Liga Santander with us. But the reason behind me being so... I wasn't really reluctant to sell him purely because of this fact. I'll show you this quickly. The planning stage was finished for the stadium expansion, and they changed it up on me. The message that I received only said that they were going to expand the stadium by about 5,000 seats. It was a little bit more than that, maybe 5,700 or something like that. But that's what it said. And it said it was only going to cost 25 million. But once they finished planning it, they're going to expand it by 16,000 seats, which is really good, don't get me wrong. However, the price that costs was like 78 million, and it took a massive chunk out of our finances. Essentially, it was over a third that was just cut straight down the middle for us not to have. Now, as you can see, the capacity for the stadium at the moment is just over 40,000, which is reduced by, as you can see, 6,500. So we're going to be making less per game as well, which is a little bit worrying as well, because we have been, we've been teetering on the edge of financial collapse to an extent. We lose money every month, essentially, and we sort of make it all back, and we were making a bit of a profit due to the Champions League and, of course, the sponsorship money and stuff like that. But I think that's going to hurt us for a little while, which was why I was, so easily able to sell Brace. As I go into the wrong thing there. The other player that left was Inigo Cordoba. He left to Sporting CP, or Sporting Portugal. As you can see, he was never really good enough to play as a striker for us. And he was on a pretty high wage. I think he was on about 32,000 for us. And he never played. I don't think he played a game in the last 2 seasons. So I was really happy to get just over 5 million out of him. Although he's valued at 13 million now for some reason at Sporting. The other players we let go out on loan were Borja Barbero. He went out on loan to Eibar. Then we had Nicolas Sanz, who went out on loan to Girona. Pretty good loan move for him as well. Mikel Lopez went out on loan to Almeria. And finally, Jordi went out on loan to Baracaldo. All key playing game time for the clubs that they've gone to, which is really... It's definitely going to help them. It's beneficial massively. As you can see, the finances, we are back in a pretty healthy position due to the sale. You know, from that sale, we're only, 28 million down from the expansion of the stadium. As you can see, 216 million, and the projection looks really, really bad. Really bad. It says we're making a 75 mil profit this season, 49 mil loss next season, and a 45 million loss the season after. So, yeah, I mean, it's worrying. It definitely is. As far as the preseason fixtures, we had a pretty good preseason. We beat Roma 1-0. We then beat Guernica, our affiliate club, 3-0. We then versed Manchester United for a Leque testimonial, beat them 3-0 as well. We then versed Barcelona for a Muniain testimonial. Could only manage the 1-1 draw there, and the final friendly game was a 4-1 victory over Feyenoord. Now, I'm really excited for this Supercopa. It's the chance for us to add another cup, or another trophy. We don't really have any cups. Another trophy to the trophy cabinet for the series. We are versing Valencia, who they beat Real Madrid last season in the Spanish Cup, in the Copa del Rey. So, yeah, it's worth noting that Real Madrid actually did win the Champions League over Napoli, that I mentioned in the previous episode. So, you know, thankfully for them, they actually managed to win something, despite choking the league and choking the cup. So yeah. Alright, let's get into the lineup for today's game. Nothing too changed, really, from last season. As you can see, we got... Sorry about that. As you can see, we've got Athami, Nunez, Garmendia, and Inigo Martinez, as our back three. We've got Leque and Miguel as our 2 wing-backs. And then in the middle, we've got Nolascoain as our... Sorry, we've got Nolascoain as our deep lane playmaker, defensive midfielder. The 3 centre midfielders are going to be Aketse on the left, Javi Martinez as the advanced playmaker in the centre, and Muniain on the right. As always, Williams will be up front. Hopefully he can have another nice goal haul season. Agrizabala will be the goalkeeper on the bench. We got Gonzalez, who I've decided to keep at the club this season. We're not going to let him go out on loan. I think he's good enough to be challenging, or at least on the bench this season. And potentially challenging for the first team. We play 3 centre-backs, so there's some room for him to come in. And of course, Inigo Martinez is 32 years old, despite all of his attributes increasing, which is really random. But yeah, Anaki, Trilez, Galan, Sunset, and Catalan are also on the bench there. Alrighty, I'm looking for a good performance. You know, obviously I want to win the trophy. I'm going to tell them that I expect that from them. And let's hope that, you know, they will put in that good performance that I do that I do need. And they already have an injury to Guedes, so that's positive, I guess. We've got a corner. Aketse hits the post Nunes still has it, but can't really do anything with it there. Iketse with a free kick now. And we managed to put it in the back of the net. Inigo Martinez. I mean, it sort of pinged around a little bit in there. Really close stuff to the goal. And Martinez just took his chance and put it in the back of the net. Ooh, good save there by Athami. Off their free kick. I mean, we're looking pretty good so far. I mean, the possession's really bad for us, but of course, with this tactic, it doesn't really matter. Iketse with a free kick. Williams gathers... Oh, Williams is offside. Yeah, as you can see, Miguel... I don't think I mentioned Miguel, but he is... We're gonna give him a chance. We'll say that. We sold Brace, so Miguel is more or less the obvious choice to sort of replace him. Guinea is also still around, and we got Intausti as well, who is unfortunately just recovering from a broken ankle that he suffered at the end of last season, which is a little bit disappointing because I did have high hopes for him as well. Now the problem with Miguel is I had to when I did manage to give him a new contract, which was the problem that we were facing as we put the ball in the back of the net again. 2-0 up, Nolascoane. Another free kick, so another set-piece goal, but you know what? I'll take it. So yeah, with his contract, he's got a 5.75 mil release clause, which is really, really bad. And I think a lot of teams have been, interested in him. I'm going to make a couple of subs here as well. The QA is going to come off. He's been playing pretty badly. Yeah, Munayin as well. We'll bring Sunset on. It's a pretty easy change there. I think we'll just keep the rest how they are. But that release clause is really low. And I think there's definitely the possibility that a team can just come in, during January. What happened there? I guess that was good defending to an extent. Yeah, a team can just come in and pretty much poach him whenever they feel like it, which would leave us a little bit light in terms of quality at left back. So it was a bit of a gamble letting Brace go to United. But, the financial... Yeah, money speaks, And it definitely did in that case. And we had to let him go, as hard as it was. Because he was probably the one player that I brought into the club that actually... he played to his potential to an extent. He came back from that loan and we started giving him first team game time. As we do manage to get the win here today. As you can see, the boys are celebrating the trophy there. 2-0 victory over Valencia. Happy days. Alright, I'm just going to tell the boys and we'll say congratulations. Very happy to get another piece of silverware there. As you can see, Inigo Martinez actually man of the match with his first goal. And of course, we win the Supercopa de España. Yeah, I'm not too great with languages, to be honest. But that's also his debut. So Miguel makes his debut. Apparently, he had an unsuccessful spell with Toulouse. I didn't really pay too much attention to that. But yeah, really happy with that. Really happy to get the cup. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. Hope you drop a like. Sorry for the little bit of dog barking in the background. Subscribe if you're a new viewer as well. That would mean a lot to me. We've got a lot of new stuff coming out on the channel in the coming weeks, or coming days, I should say. We're going to play a couple of new games, and we're going to have a new Football Manager series on the channel. I'm contemplating asking the viewers to vote. I might put a video out in the future about that, as far as the next FM19 series. So make sure you look out for that. It'll probably be out in the next week or so. I might leave it up for 2 weeks before we move on from the Athletic Bilbao series. So yeah, take it easy, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.